To me, the absolute high point of the entire selection process is the day that we make award notifications and have the pleasure of seeing this incredible joy on the faces of all the students.
The award to me, it's like my doorway, my chance into the big world.
And I was crying and I said, I got the award, Mom, I got the award. And she screamed and my grandmother screamed.
Hello?
Mommy,
Yes?
guess what?
What?
I got the scholarship.
Oh my God. Thank you, Jesus.
Congratulations, you are the winner of the incentive award.
I thought I was dreaming, I just couldn't believe it. I felt like I just won a lottery, $1 million lottery, but even better, because I'm getting education for that money.
I won the scholarship, Mom. They're here with me. I won the scholarship.
You won it?
Yeah. They were trying to call you so you can be here. Mommy,
Yeah.
I won the scholarship from College Park.
Oh my God, did you?
Yes.
Everybody in the classroom kind of stood up and clapped for me. I almost wanted to jump for joy.
I'm going to the University of Maryland. I'm a Terp.
The day that I found out about the scholarship, I mean, to be honest, I couldn't believe it. I felt like all this hard work, finally paid off.
That we just had to extend 2 invitations for both of you to attend the University of Maryland through the Baltimore Incentive Awards program. So congratulations.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi.
I just wanted to let you know that I won the scholarship.
Carla, you did?
Yeah.
Carla, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, Carla, God bless you, girl.
Now, I won't have to be a burden on my family for me to go to college.
Mom, I got the scholarship.
Mom? It's some good news.
When I heard about the award, it was a huge relief. I didn't have to worry about how I was going to get the money for college.
I'm looking for Miss Tanasia. Good evening. I'm here in University House on the grounds where former President Dan Moat and his wife Patsy welcomed the first cohort of 9 nervous scholars and 1 nervous leader. My name is Jacqueline Wheeler Lee, and I am the director of the Incentive Awards Program. That day, none of us knew exactly what was next and if this pilot program would take root. There were so many unanswered questions, but we held our breath and dove headfirst into the deep end, committed to making the program a success. There was a lot riding on it. All eyes were on us, including the families of that inaugural class who had sent their students to campus filled with their own hopes and dreams for their children, and who expected the university, especially me, to make good on its promises. It was fairly stressful for all of us, but we made it through, and here we are 20 years later. I never guessed that we would return to this beautiful space 19 more times. So much has changed since then. IEP has grown from 9 students in its first cohort to the 22 students in cohort 21 who will enter the university in August. Applications have soared from 35 to 214. Alumni have fanned out across the country in myriad careers. There have been marriages, many, many births, and sadly, we lost 2 of our beloved scholars, Jennifer Lewis and Kareem Cambo. Our aim through the years has been to provide access to the fullness of a college education, first by removing the financial barrier, then by assisting students in navigating the complexities of campus and providing opportunities to build social capital. Perhaps most importantly, the extensive community network, including advisors and mentors, views them as capable and competent first and affirms the students' own beliefs about their potential to be successful. Don't miss that, that's key. Despite their challenging life circumstances, and to be clear, they have been significant, we see them as whole, not broken, and exceptional, not exceptions. And the students show evidence of self-efficacy during the selection process. They have to believe in their own abilities and have a certain spark and a hunger for their own futures. The program just enhances them as they enhance the campus. Couple all of that with vast opportunities, and you have a program that can boast of numerous accomplishments, including impressive retention and graduation rates. Students know they must do their part by doing the work. They understand that the program simply doesn't function without them. They also know that they are not at Maryland for themselves alone. This is indeed one of the most powerful aspects of the program. Each scholar is charged with bringing others along in the program, in their families, and in their communities. IEP opens doors, yes, but expects students to hold the door open for those behind them. There have been so many powerful moments along the way that underscore the impact of the program. Consider the 16 alumni who have earned or are in the process of earning doctoral degrees. To put that into context, only 2% of the world's population has a doctorate. And then consider Kareem Shakur, the 6th of 9 children, but the first to earn a college degree. Fortunately, he was not the last. Each of his younger siblings and each of his younger cousins all attended college. Lastly, there's Yvonne Parali, who returned to her alma mater, Baltimore City College, as an educator and taught biology to Tariq Bayou, who is now an IEP alumna. Those and other notable accomplishments reflect the dynamism that is the program's hallmark. IEP is fairly complex to execute and has required the dedication of many people on and off campus, selection committee members, multiple campus and community partners, mentors, a strong high school guidance community, and of course, countless donors, without whom there would be no program. Thank you. I must acknowledge all of my supervisors who were and are so very supportive of me. Drs. Ann Wiley, Robert Waters, Kumea Shorter-Gooden, and currently, Dr. William Cohen. I can't say enough about my small but mighty staff, Dr. Shelvia English and Chelsea Cesaro, who do an incredible job keeping the program moving forward. You are invaluable and so dear to me. Thank you. Lastly, this life-changing program would not have been possible without the bold vision of President Emeritus Dan Moat, who always believed in the potential of every single student to be successful. Throughout the evening, you'll hear from him and several alumni and students who together will tell IAP's story. I hope you'll be inspired by the testimonies and the videos that offer a glimpse of our program's history and impact and point towards our bright future. I'm thrilled that President Darryl Pines will be part of that future and know that under his leadership, IEP will continue to thrive. Thank you, Dr. Pines, for promoting excellence and for your commitment to making Maryland a multicultural campus. Before Dr. Pines offers remarks, I'd like to present our graduates. I am so proud of them for handling this past year with all of its twists and turns with such grace. It wasn't easy for them, but they adapted incredibly well and modeled resilience and commitment for the entire community. Their quiet and steady leadership instilled confidence in others that they too could persist, even under the most unusual circumstances. Congratulations, Cohort 17, and thank you so much for the imprint you have made on our community.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Darryl Pines, the president of the University of Maryland, and I'm pleased to join you today for the Incentive Awards annual spring reception. I've been a part of the University of Maryland community for the past 25 years, arriving as a young assistant professor, moving on to department chair, and then to becoming dean of the A. James Clark School of Engineering. My wife, Sylvia, and our 2 children love the university and the great state of Maryland. She and I have proudly raised 2 Terps. We are all part of the greater Terrapin family, and we are excited about our collective future. Let me be among the first to congratulate all the new scholars and 2021 graduates. I know how hard you've worked to get here, and while I may never know the challenges and obstacles you have overcome, I am proud of each and every one of you. You are an exceptionally talented group of students who have persevered in order to reach this moment of academic success. Congratulations on reaching this milestone. Now I want to share a little bit about my background in hopes of building a deeper connection with all of you. I grew up in a working class home in East Oakland, California. The city of Oakland is like Baltimore. It is a blue-collar city where many families are challenged by providing a pathway to college for their children. My parents didn't have a chance for higher education, but they worked tirelessly to make sure their children did. Fortunately, I was admitted and attended the state of California's flagship institution, near my home, the University of California, Berkeley. And I recognize that without a need-based scholarship, my undergraduate education would have been impossible. As the president of the University of Maryland, I want students to have similar chances as me. I think the purpose of a public land-grant institution is to afford an equal opportunity for everyone in the state to get an education and to move their family from one side of the economic scale to the other. From there, I went on to earn my MS and PhD degrees in mechanical engineering from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The Incentive Awards program is a vital part of our mission, providing opportunities for some of the most talented and dedicated students in our community to excel. We all benefit from this investment. I truly admire IAP's commitment to provide full scholarships and wraparound services to Baltimore City, Montgomery County, and Prince George's County so that students can attend and thrive at the University of Maryland. I know my mentor and friend, former President Dan Moat, established the IAP program to provide access and make college affordable for students from underrepresented groups, and I am glad to continue to support his vision. It aligns with my priorities as president. Now, I started my first day of presidency on July 1st of last year. On that same day, I announced 12 initiatives and recommendations to reaffirm our commitment to our core mission and values and to one another. Because what we do matters, and how we do it matters. And so, I announced 2 priorities for the University of Maryland: to promote excellence in everything we do. This includes teaching and learning, research, innovation, the arts to athletics, and to create an inclusive multicultural campus environment. There is much work to be done to address the grand challenges of our time: climate change, infectious diseases, social and economic inequality, health disparities, poverty, racism, sustainability, and social injustice. We must go forth together because there is power in our connectedness. And so today, as we celebrate you as new scholars and 2021 graduates, I also charge you to continue to carry out the mission and vision of the Incentive Awards program and the university. As we continue to do so, I have great optimism for what we can achieve as a UMD community. Now, as we continue to navigate 2 pandemics, coronavirus, racial injustice, we must continue to envision and work toward a post-COVID-19 world. We must plan for the world we want to live in, one where we recognize our shared humanity, and one where we are motivated to tackle the most pressing issues of our time. Thank you for your extraordinary commitment and dedication to the university. I also want to thank you for your exemplary work and encourage all of you to stay connected. Congratulations to all of you again. Let's continue to promote excellence in everything we do and show our Terrapin pride. When we work together, we are Terrapin strong. Congratulations once again, and go Terps!
I almost, so to speak, reversed or even overcame a generational curse. I'm still emotional about it because there were a lot of people in my family that always had a lot of potential. I have uncles, aunts, even my own mother, who always were able to excel academically, but they were never able to financially go to college.
The Incentive Awards program is a cohort-based program that brings together students from various geographic areas in the state of Maryland who have demonstrated commitment to their academics, even in the face of very difficult life circumstances. Since the inception of the Incentive Awards program, the program has grown exponentially, actually more than what I could have expected. We started this program in Baltimore City with 9 schools, and then expanded to include schools in Prince George's County, And then most recently, we have added Montgomery County scholars to our program. So today, in 2021, over 40 schools now are represented or have been represented in the program.
See, we were part of the first class, so we are the guinea pig class, so to speak, right? So them seeing me like persevere through all this, it motivated everybody in the family to just say, you know what, we can all do it. We just have to keep going.
There were 4,000 incoming freshmen in the fall of 1998. And of those 4,000 incoming freshmen, 40 came from the public high schools in Baltimore. Building a program like this is not just providing the courses for them and giving them a hand here and there. It's actually creating a circumstance where they can adapt themselves to a new culture and be part of a new culture. That's what the difference is here. A scholarship program, students just get money to help pay their bills, but there's no attempt of a scholarship program to change the culture of their experience. That's what inspired me to create the Incentive Awards program, initially starting in Baltimore, but my intention was always that it was going to expand throughout the whole state.
I think this demographic is really critical. These students are bringing experiences, stories of perseverance and resilience and triumph.
It was definitely an eye-opening experience, being a shy kid, just coming out of my shell and getting involved in the university, just getting involved in learning more about my campus and learning more about the university and just engaging myself and becoming a Terp. It was definitely an experience that I enjoyed. Wish I could kind of go back. It was definitely a good experience and I enjoyed my time here in Maryland.
IEP was definitely a community for me. IEP is important because it continues to give opportunities to people like me who otherwise might not have had the opportunity to pursue a college education.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Hamza Idris, and I was part of IEP cohorts 10 and a graduate of the A. James Clark School of Engineering. I'd like to congratulate all the seniors on your amazing accomplishment and the new scholars for being selected for this life-changing program. You're both part of an incredible legacy of achievement. I'm part of this as well, and I'm so proud to call myself an alumnus of this program. IEP has many success stories, and I would consider myself one of them. So what am I talking about? Well, for starters, I had some academic success. I had a couple of 4.0 semesters. I landed a couple of competitive research opportunities. I had the privilege to study abroad twice. I also had some pre-professional successes. I landed internships with top companies. I had co-op experiences, and I had 8 job offers prior to graduating. Now, most people would say that these were noteworthy accomplishments, and I would agree. But I would argue that my failures leading up to these wins are what is truly remarkable. I'm talking unglamorous failures. I got denied admission to the School of Engineering as an incoming freshman. I had a few 2.0 semesters, and I almost lost my place in IAP before I got any of my 4.0s. I got rejected from countless campus jobs, lost student elections, was denied teaching assistant positions and tutoring positions, all before I got into any of my research programs, my internships, or my co-ops. In fact, I almost got dismissed from the School of Engineering altogether. I failed big and I failed hard, and I could hardly afford to do so as the oldest son of 7. I needed to be a role model for my siblings, so there was a lot of pressure to succeed. So you may be wondering how I was able to recover from all of these seemingly life-altering failures. Well, I would say I had lots of practice. Practice? Yep. We're talking about practice. I deliberately put myself in situations where I had no clue what I was doing. I struggled through them, failed, and learned something in the process. It was difficult to take all those hits, but it helped develop my endurance. This grit and resilience are in the DNA of IAP students. They're unstoppable and not easily broken by life circumstances. Now, not everyone may have the same approach or have the stomach for all the times that I failed, but I'm representative of IAP students. Hardworking, tenacious, creative, and resourceful. IEP students are strong, but they also know when to ask for help. And I want to clarify that I by no means made it out of my low points by myself. I had a lifeline that most did not. I had my IAP network. I had a distinguished program that could vouch for me when others questioned me. Now, everybody knows about the financial support provided by IAP, but the program was more than money for me. It was a golden opportunity for an inner city kid from Baltimore to become exposed to the immense opportunities at the University of Maryland, to try different things, push boundaries, and step outside of my comfort zone. It provided clarity and context to the unfamiliar world of college life, a group of peers to share experiences with, exposures to possibilities I never considered or even knew existed, and a safety net for when I face planted along the way. I didn't have relatives or family friends that I could consult about college, but Jackie, her staff, and my fellow scholars were always able to help point me in the right direction and introduce me to someone who could help. This opportunity laid the foundation for my success at Maryland. I now work at Clark Construction in Washington, D.C., and my first project was to work on the National Museum of African American History and Culture. On the road to its opening, yep, you guessed it, I made some major mistakes. I won't get into all the details of the fountains that I built incorrectly, which flooded the basement not once, but twice, just weeks before the grand opening. I'll leave that to your imagination. Suffice it to say, it was yet another failure, a failure through which I met the vice president of the Quality Control Department, which led to my work in building forensics. I became the go-to guy in the entire region if a project has a critical issue they can't solve. So today, I stand tall as one of the many monuments of all that can be for those willing to go the distance without fear. I'm the embodiment of true dedication and resilience, and a testament to the fact that hard work does pay off. Most importantly, I am IAP, a reflection of all those who came before me, those who are in the program now, and those new students who will join our rich tradition in the fall. Cohort 21, I hope you approach IAP and the University of Maryland with an open heart and a curious mind. Make the most of the opportunities that IAP has to offer and thrive in both college and in life. Do your part, always fail forward, and become another success story. Thank you.
So how do you have a strong college start in a global pandemic? Ask Cohort 20, our freshmen. Some of them have never met face-to-face. They live at home, on campus, and in off-campus apartments, but they have forged a supportive community among themselves. Through COVID-19 infections, quarantine housing, uncertainty, and asynchronous lectures, they have stayed positive, excelled academically, and stayed true to their IEP commitment. Hats off to a stellar group of scholars.
To get this photo, Incentive Awards program took us to the Inner Harbor and we did a photo shoot. I've never done anything like that before, so it really felt special. Your hard work paid off. Winning the Incentive Awards program, you really see the monetary value the most, right? You know that your family will not have to worry or bear that burden of finances or student loans or things like that. But once you get into the program, you realize that it's actually way more than just the money. The money ends up not even being the most important part.
When hard work meets the opportunity to excel and be guided with a support system, it makes a very awesome combination, and that's what the Incentive Awards program has been to me these past 4 years.
Yes, we graduate college, we graduate with our degree, but we graduate with the knowledge to tackle what lies ahead.
A lot of time is spent actually with our cohort during these group meetings or on retreats, and so you get very close to the staff, the students, and you build long-lasting relationships with a lot of the people either above you in different grades or below you.
My time within the program, it definitely helped me to come out of my shell, to show the different aspects of myself and to continue to develop my personality, continue to interact with different individuals, and those were lessons that I carry with me to this day.
I think it was more so the Incentive Awards program made it a reality, or made it a potential reality for me.
Knowing that my life would be changed and that I'm getting emotional now talking about it. Knowing that someone was willing to take a risk on me and that the likelihood of a student from the high school that I graduated from may not achieve was possible. The struggles that we had throughout our lives don't go anywhere just because you go to college. They're still very much real, and Incentive Awards program understood that.
I like to think that I made the most out of it. Had I not been part of IAP, I would not have been able to go through 4 years of college. I would not have been able to work where I work. I mean, it's all related to that. I just recently bought a house as well. And then that's all related. I mean, it's all because it was built on that foundation of me having an education, me getting a degree that said, hey, you're qualified to do this. And that would not have happened if I had not been part of IAP. And again, it wasn't just about the financial aspect of it, but also that support that was built around me.
I'm very grateful for IAP and awarding me something that I've never really had, just a huge family.
Well, I don't think I could really sit here and say all the ways that all the people in the program have touched my life, and I think that's the biggest impact of the program, is building the community, and the community is a force on its own for changing people's lives, for helping them in their lives.
At the end of the day, you realize that these people keep you going. College is not an easy task to accomplish, and so doing that with a group of students who you can depend on is really helpful.
Good afternoon. My name is Maya Adams, and I was a member of Cohort 16 in the Incentive Awards program. I remember the first time I heard about IEP. My guidance counselor mentioned it in a senior meeting. My parents always told me they would do whatever they could to ensure I was able to go to college, but we struggled financially. My dad had cancer and was forced to retire while I was in high school. I knew I had to do my part to make things happen. I received my invitation to IEP and celebrated with my family, teachers, and classmates. It was the moment I had been waiting for. Sadly, my father passed away 3 days later. I always tell myself that the letter brought him peace, and I'm eternally grateful for that. When I came to the University of Maryland during the summer of 2016, my cohort and I bonded and got a glimpse of what college would be like. Shortly thereafter, I lost my grandmother. It was a devastating blow, but I prepared to start my first official semester of college. Things were pretty normal at school and home, and I began to feel comfortable in my new routine as a freshman. I knew that I had IEP as a support, but I did not know its value at the time. Sophomore year is when everything changed for me. Some troubles from my mother's early life resurfaced, and stability began to fade. My siblings and I became estranged from her, leaving us to care for one another. My younger sister moved to Baltimore with my brother, and I agreed to help support her. I worked over 40 hours a week, leaving my apartment at 9 a.m. and returning at 11 p.m. I would find myself dozing off in McKeldin Library, and my grades started to slip. I felt very alone at UMD. Then I started to realize the value of my IEP family, and it was okay to be open and share my feelings at my own pace. Sharing my circumstances helped me feel supported and understood. It also opened the door to a job opportunity at conferences and visitor services during the summers, which allowed me to stay on campus. I took winter classes to boost my GPA and receive housing through IEP. Yes, I stayed on campus year-round. Whatever it took, I was determined to get my degree. Working full-time and studying weighed so heavily on me. I could not understand why it was so difficult because there were people around me living normal college lives. I was trying so hard, but barely getting by. I soon learned that my journey was motivation to my IEP family and so many people around me. I received immeasurable support and empathy from them. I then used that support as my motivation to keep pushing forward. This give and take is the foundation of the success of IEP students. We feed off of each other's positivity. Our program brings together people with the same hunger and desire to be successful. Our circumstances differ, but we depend on one another to navigate the uncertainty of life. You share some of yourself, but you reap so much more than you sow. Last August, my mother passed away. When I broke the news to my IEP community, the support was overwhelming. I received so many beautiful text messages and phone calls and was encircled with much needed support. As it turned out, my IEP family helped cover more of my mother's funeral expenses than my biological family. I was able to treat my mother with dignity and honor her life, and for this, I am eternally grateful. IEP was the family I needed, and my journey, though difficult, was necessary for me to become who I am today. I learned that the wins and losses always go hand in hand. You cannot know one without the other. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have experienced both IEP and UMD. The IEP family does not end after graduation. I'm committed to maintaining strong ties to this unique community as I march into a promising future as a nonprofit professional. I'm sharing my story as a reminder that the struggle is temporary, but the fight within you is forever. New students, do not let rough times deter you from your path to brighter days. Remember to be tenacious, focused, purposeful, and value IEP as a forever family and once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Thanks, Maya. Maya is representative of other students who have contributed to the profile and strength of the program and the university for the last 20 years, and is reflective of the students who make up Cohort 21, the newly selected scholars. The process was grueling because the pool of candidates, which swelled to over 200 students this year, was exceptional. We were impressed with how clearly they expressed their aspirations, their self-awareness, and their laser focus. They wowed us. Students, you've made it to this point because you're outstanding, because of what you've accomplished, because of your drive and your grit. You deserve to be here because you've proven that you can achieve at a high level in all aspects of your lives. Meet the 22 incredible young people who now enter into IEP's tradition of excellence. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, everyone.
This has been a really competitive group. I mean, you all are a great and talented bunch. Over 200 applicants for only 21 spaces in Cohort 21. So the truth is that you all did an amazing job during your interviews, and you really didn't leave anything unsaid. We just wanted to know if you wanted to be part of the Incentive Awards program, because we would love to have you.
Yes, I would. Thank you so much.
We would like to invite all of you
No.
to be part of the Incentive Awards program. All of you.
Rebecca, we talked about this.
We got in? We got in?
Yes, all of you. Every single one of you. Welcome to the Incentive Awards program. Oh my God. We would like to invite all of you to be scholars in the Incentive Awards program.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yes, all of you are Incentive Award scholars. Congratulations and welcome to IAP.
Oh my God, thank you.
Welcome to the Incentive program.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
I sense a lot of emotion. Where is that coming from?
Just so happy and just working towards this. I wanted it so bad. So
I'm on the verge of tears too. This is felt so life-changing. Like, oh my God.
This is unbelievable. I mean, this just makes like my entire year. Like I'm at a loss for words. Thank you so much.
I'm talking to my family a lot about this opportunity, and they've been really excited for me. So I'm so excited to tell them. I just want to see their reaction.
Oh, that's great!
I love it.
Congratulations! Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much to the IAP and University of Maryland. Go Terps!
Let's go.
When I met Phil and Liz Gross a few years ago in Wisconsin through a family connection, I didn't know that our chance meeting would result in a profound and long-term impact on the program. Their transformative gift to IAP, matched by a grant from the University of Maryland and the Clark Challenge for the Maryland Promise program, enabled IAP to extend its reach to Montgomery County and significantly increase its size and scope over the next 4 years. This, the largest ever donation to IAP and to the Maryland Promise program, moves us one step closer to the long-range goal of expanding throughout the state. Many, many thanks to Phil and Liz for their game-changing gift. Here's Phil with a message for our students.
Hello, everyone. It's an honor for me to speak to such a high-caliber group of students at the University of Maryland. I graduated from the University of Wisconsin, one of your Big Ten rivals. So the first thing that may come to your mind is, why did my wife, Liz, and I decide to support Maryland's IAP program? Well, there's a program very similar to it at Wisconsin called the Chancellor Scholars Program. It is a fantastic program started by Jackie Wheeler Lee's mother-in-law, Priscilla Lee, who I knew well and was absolutely one of the best mentors I have ever had. Besides teaching me a lot about the importance of diversity and equal opportunity, I saw firsthand that Mercille got everything possible out of her students. She was tough, and she had very high expectations for all of them. She skillfully guided them through their difficult time and celebrated their successes. Virtually all of the Mercille Lee Chancellor Scholars graduated from the UW, and many of them went on to great accomplishments, and importantly, became leaders in their field. There's a lot of Mercia Lee in Jackie and her staff. I think many of you have already learned that as part of this program. Listening and following the guidance the IAP mentors will provide will lead all of you to graduation and to accomplishing great things and to being agents of change. And the fact is, because of what I learned from Mercia, Liz and I are in the business of creating opportunities for diverse student populations everywhere. Not only because diversity is important, but to state the obvious, creating equal opportunities for everyone, everywhere, is critical if our society is to move forward and reach its full potential. Opportunities don't have a geography or an affiliation or a school. They're an open-ended chance to create positive change in each of your lives and to the world at large. So I hope all of you will embrace the opportunity you've been given as part of this program and think back on this year as just the start of a fantastic journey, a successful journey, an impactful journey. It's an honor for Liz and me to play a part in making that journey happen. Thank you.
There are well over 200 students who have actually matriculated at the university through the Incentive Awards program, but in some ways that number doesn't really tell the whole story. In some cases, our students were the impetus for their younger siblings now going to college. And that is everything. I mean, that is exactly what we set out to do when we started this program 20 years ago. Despite how large we will grow, we never want to lose sight of the importance of the intimate and close connections that we maintain with students. These past 20 years have served as a foundation on which to build. What I'm hoping is that we will be closer to achieving the long-range goal of the program, which is to expand this opportunity to include every single county in the state of Maryland.
It really takes a village to build this program, and it didn't happen overnight.
I know that there's someone who I can reach out to for advice.
Once you leave the program in the traditional sense, you don't really leave. It's still a family just as much as, if you were still a student at University of Maryland. And I hope to try, one, be a part of that network once I grow older and, really be able to give back to IAP the way it's given back to me, but also just, take advantage of those opportunities, be able to talk to people that were once in your shoes not that long ago, and just really create a network with them.
IAP is such a great program that is expanded in the last few years, and so I would love to see IAP expand beyond the state or even working internationally with other students to help them achieve their dreams.
I think IAP has a great future. I talk to a lot of determined, focused young candidates. I think IAP is left in very good hands, and I think it's going to continue to grow and be prosperous for many, many more years. I'm just glad that I was a part of it.
Everybody wants a program that works, and I can tell you this one really works.
I'm sure they get tired of me talking about how proud I am of them, but I am. And even to say that, it really doesn't fully express, how I feel about them. If I think too hard about them, tears come to my eyes as I think about how they have been transformed by this experience in the Incentive Awards program. I absolutely love them. This has been the ride of a lifetime.
My name is Joshua Trowell, Incentive Awards Program, Cohort 12.
Rafael Lobo Panameno, Incentive Awards Program, Cohort 9.
My name is Jennifer Kovahe, IAP, Cohort 4.
Myron Goldstein, Cohort 1.
My name is Brianna Rowley, IAP, Cohort 19.
Yvonne Parali, Cohort 1.
I'm Brian Spates, and I'm an IAP Cohort 18.
My name is Roger Rangren Jr., and I'm from IAP Cohort 17.
Plans are already being laid for the next 20 years. I hope you'll stay connected. Join our mailing list and follow our progress. Perhaps you'll consider serving on our selection committee or mentoring a student. Or maybe you'll make a gift to help us continue extending the Incentive Awards Program opportunity to hardworking and deserving students. Again, thank you to our benefactors who help provide the resources that make the IAP experience a reality. IAP would not be possible without your support. In the early years of these receptions, Mrs. Moat carefully selected a menu that'd be appealing to all. Many of those items have become staples, including my favorite, root beer floats. I rarely ever get one, however, because I'm too busy talking, but tonight is different. I'm going to use this float to toast the students and alumni who have been the driving force behind this program. You've done so well. Cheers. Thank you so much for joining us for this part of the evening. We're not done. I hope you'll stick around for just a bit longer and join us in one of the 5 breakout rooms so we can greet each other as we would have in person. I'll see you there. As we transition, please enjoy some IAP memories.